Hi, this is an IELTS speaking test simulation. Welcome. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Burton and I'm 15 years old.
Hi Caitlin. Caitlin, we're going to start with part one, talking about neighbours. How well do you know the people who live next door to you?
I'm actually very lucky and I know my neighbours very well. We're all live very close together, so we're very close and yeah, it's fun.
How often do you see them?
I see my neighbours all the time. Whenever we're outside doing the garden, walking the dog, having fun, we always tend to bump into our neighbours. And all the kids are very close because we're all close in age, so we can go outside and play sports or swim in each other's pools. It's fun.
Great. What kinds of problems do people have living next door to each other?
The noise, I think, is definitely one that everyone bumps into, just because the windows are so close together, and when they're outside having fun, socialising, listening to music, that's always a problem for people next door.
How do you think neighbours can help each other?
I think neighbours can be very helpful when you were to go on a holiday or go out somewhere and you need your pets to be taken care of because you couldn't take them with you, or if they're going somewhere like the shopping centre and you are needing some supplies, you can always ask them to get them for you.
Great, we'll move to part two now. Can you describe a time when you were asked to give your opinion in a questionnaire or survey? You should say what the questionnaire survey was about, why you were asked to give your opinions, and what opinions you gave, and explain how you felt about giving your opinions in this questionnaire or survey. You have 1 minute to think about your answer, and then you have 2 minutes to answer the question.
Awesome. The time I got asked to do a questionnaire or survey was when I was at work, and it was just before the shift started, and they gave us this Google Doc just saying all our managers' names and asking us their pros and cons of the way they ran the store. And I chose my manager, and I said I liked the way she ran the store because she was very welcoming and very happy to help anyone new to the store to learn how to do each of the tasks. And I was asked to do that because we wanted to make the store run as smoothly as possible and make it as enjoyable as an environment as anywhere. So I felt taking that survey I felt very, my voice was very heard. I felt that they cared about my opinion in the way, they cared about my opinion, and they wanted it to be not just a safe environment for everyone coming in, but a safe and happy environment for the people working there. So there was a couple managers that did all different things. There's people who try to be more specific in the way of how customers feel, and they kind of disregard the feeling of the employees there. But with the questionnaire, I definitely felt like I could express that and put my opinion out there so that could be changed, which it luckily was.
Okay, we'll move on to part three of the simulation. So what kinds of organisations want to find out about people's opinions?
I think any organisation that has a lot of contact with the public, so supermarkets, restaurants, any place that people come to and interact. And I think they would like to know that just because they want to make that experience as pleasurable as possible, and that's impossible to do without having the opinion of the people actually using the services in stores.
And do you think that questionnaires or surveys are a good way of finding out people's opinions?
Yes and no. I think if they're answered correctly by people that are actually interested in getting their opinion out there, they're very successful and they help very much. But I think that the people who simply don't have the time or they can't be bothered and they go through it quickly and don't really give a care of their opinion, that can kind of throw the stores off and it isn't as successful.
And what reasons might people have for not wanting to give their opinion?
Time. I feel like not everyone can sit down for 20 minutes and fill out a survey about how they feel about where they've gone. I also think just convenience. It's not 100% convenient all the time. I think that privacy 100%, because that is very private the way you feel about something. So I think people don't want to put out how they feel about a certain place to random strangers, of course. And also just time with how busy work is with everything, and maybe school or university, having to sit down for that time and filling out the survey to help other people, that's not going to benefit yourself 100% because they might not even listen to it. So yeah.
So that ends our IELTS speaking test simulation. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me. Hi, I'm Caitlin Burden, and the things I like to do are listen to music, hang out with friends, and go swimming. I think the topic of neighbours is important because there's people that are so close to us, and I think it's very important to know the people who live around you and be comfortable with that. I also think that surveys are very important to see what you're doing wrong and how you can improve. So on a typical day of school, I would arrive about 9:30ish, and would go to our learning mentor, which is pretty much just a class where you go and you check in for the day. I then would go to my first period, which would normally be a math or an English, and we'll do that for about 100 minutes. Then we go to a recess where I go meet with all my friends and we hang out. We go sit around and talk for about 15 minutes. And then we have our middle block, which is another 2 periods, and that normally consists of any sciences or humanities, and again another 100-minute block. And then after that we have a massive 50-minute recess, so all my friends again get together and we sit down and we listen to music and talk about whatever's going on at that moment. So yeah, movies, all things like that. And then it's the last 2 blocks of the day, so that again is normally a science or a math. So I go to that, and then the day is done, so I go to my locker and I get all my books that I'll need for homework, and I'll get on the school bus and head home. My favourite topic at school is definitely English, just because I really enjoy books. I think that books are really awesome because it tells a story that someone else thought of, and someone else's mind is put into like a piece of paper in a whole chunk, and you can just read into that, and I think that's awesome. I also really enjoy English because of the oral presentations. I really think they're one of my strengths. So oral presentations I enjoy doing them a lot, and English is also great because I have my friends in that class as well, so that's always fun. To sit around and with your friends and do something you love. Yeah, we're doing book analysis right now, so we have this book called Animal Farm that we're reading, which is basically the Russian Revolution but with animals. So we've watched the movie and we're reading the book again, and that is a topic I'm very interested in writing an essay on, which is also something I enjoy about English, because essays are good because you can really read into the topic and you can understand it, and I feel like the more knowledge you can gain with anything is great. So doing it for an English exam is so much fun.